Larry Holmes. I think that Mike Tyson is the best heavyweight of all time. I don't think anybody with him.
So Joe Rogan just sent a brutal warning to Jake Paul to pull out of his mega fight with Mike Tyson. And Jake Paul has been going off. The upcoming mismatched bout has been raising a lot of eyebrows in the fight world, and Joe has been begging Paul to cancel the fight since the very first day. I'm not blaming Joe for his opinion because anyone with a sound mind knows Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is a terrible idea. Jake Paul's meltdown didn't just end here. Nope, it just got started. The problem child went on an absolute tear, and guess who was the target? None other than the UFC commentator. Jake went off, accusing Rogan of totally underestimating him, and he didn't hold back. He blasted Joe for practically begging him to rethink the fight, saying Rogan didn't have any faith in him. Jake was like, "Come on, Joe, you're all about letting fighters prove themselves, so why are you suddenly so concerned?" Jake made it clear that he's diving headfirst into what could have been the scariest fight of his career, and he took it personally that Rogan didn't trust him to handle it. Let's break it down. So, Jake Paul has been losing his mind ever since Joe's new take on the upcoming Mike Tyson fight. Now, this isn't just a warning to cancel the fight, but Joe's exposing the problem child and forcing him to pull his name out of the matchup. Jake's all like, "Joe's underestimating me, and I'm 100% ready to take on Mike Tyson." To Jake, this is just another fight he believes he can totally win. His confidence is sky high, and there is no way he is letting anyone, even Joe Rogan, kill his vibe. But believe it or not, deep down he's getting the pre-fight jitters, and it's all over his face. Now, Joe Rogan was never one to hop on the Jake Paul hype train. He has been against the YouTuber turned boxer ever since he came into the boxing scene and has been labeling him as a fraud. It only got worse when Jake revealed he was stepping into the ring with none other than the boxing legend Mike Tyson. Love him or hate him, you can't deny that Jake hasn't been making waves in the boxing world. Ever since he made the big switch, his audacious call-outs and controversial wins were all anyone could talk about, but a fight with Mike Tyson? That's where Jake proved that he's completely out of his mind.
Mike.
No.
He wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't give a if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
I know what you're thinking. A 27-year-old Jake Paul against an old and retired 57-year-old Mike Tyson. Is it really that bad? Well, if you've been keeping up with Mike's recent training videos, you know that it is.
Day 2, I'm getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Even after all these years, Mike's pad work is just as scary. Yes, age plays a big factor when it comes to fighters, but it's Mike Tyson we're talking about. This guy eats raw meat for goodness sake. He isn't here to play, and it shows. The boxing legend is pushing 60, yet his physique is still more ripped than ever. His left hook is as lethal as it was back in the day, and he's still fast. Plus, his fight IQ is one for the books, and everyone knows that Paul could never top it. Take it from me, Iron Mike can send Paul crashing into the ring on muscle memory alone. He's been fighting in the ring longer than Paul's been on the planet, and if that doesn't tell you how big of a mismatch this fight is, I don't know what will. This new era of exhibition boxing is surprising us with one matchup after another. I don't know about you, but I never imagined Jake Paul would fight Mike Tyson. Not even in my wildest dreams. And just because this fight is seeing the light of the day doesn't mean fans are thrilled to see it. There's no doubt that this fight will sell a lot of PPV and bring both athletes a lot of money, but that's solely because of Mike's highly anticipated return to the ring and Jake's huge following. Real boxing fans want fights with world titles, not exhibition matches between a retired boxing legend and a YouTuber. If anything, this fight is humiliating to the sport of boxing, and it takes away from the true beauty of the sport. In a world where we recently saw Alexander Usyk put up gloves against Tyson Fury for the undisputed heavyweight title, there's no room for Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Don't get me wrong, I love Mike. But man, he doesn't need to tarnish his legacy by going against influencer boxers. He's a freaking legend, and Jake Paul is, well, Jake Paul. The problem child believes that knocking out the baddest man on the planet will be child's play for him. And as much as I'd like to see him get humbled, I think I was doing just fine before this fight was announced. Joe Rogan is tight with Mike Tyson. I mean, you can pretty much say that he's the president of the Mike Tyson fan club, so when Mike got into the hospital because of the upcoming bout, he was pissed. As for Jake, he only made things worse for himself when he revealed that he didn't really care about Tyson's health. He's only in it for two things: the stardom and the big bucks. Come on, Jake. Can you possibly make fans hate you anymore? He's just making it easier. The UFC commentator has exposed Paul for being a master manipulator. Think about it. Paul's entire career in boxing is nothing more than him deceiving fans into thinking he's a real boxer just because he knocked out a bunch of dudes in the ring. He can fool anyone he wants, but Joe's not falling for his traps. Joe's known for his no-nonsense approach to all things boxing and MMA. He never holds back when it comes to sharing his 2 cents with the fight world, and this guy isn't afraid of anything. So when it came to exposing Jake Paul and his money-hungry tactics, Joe went into all the dirty deets. It was sure as hell a spicy conversation for him to have, and fueled the fire by taking his beef with Paul to a whole new level.
It's like if he was going to fight anybody else, people would watch, but would the same amount of people watch? No. This is the one. And this is the one where the old heads are all sitting around like going, well, fucking wait till he gets a hold of Mike Tyson. Boy, he's going to regret that. And all the old guys are like...
It's no shocker that Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul is a big money fight. Here's the thing. Even if he's nothing more than a wannabe pro boxer, Jake's got an audience and he sure as hell knows how to sell PPVs. This guy always goes to extremes to build up hype for his fight and doesn't shy away from stirring up controversy to stay in the spotlight. Fans love a little drama outside the ring, so everyone tags along for the ride. There's no denying that Jake Paul is a PPV superstar. Let's talk about his fight with Tommy Fury. It was easily the biggest and toughest fight of his career to date. The build-up to fight night everything and the drama between the Fury family and Paul kept all of us on our tippy toes. In terms of PPV, it was one of the biggest PPV boxing events of 2023. The fight grossed over $30 million, and even in the boxing world, that's a lot of money. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson was set to be even bigger. The problem child is really milking the sport for fame and cash with this one. Plus, let's not forget that this fight even caught Netflix's eye, and they agreed to stream the fight as the first live sport on their streaming platform. But is all the money in the world enough for Jake to step into the ring and let Mike Tyson absolutely destroy him in front of the entire fight world? Come on, Jake is out there risking his dignity for a couple of $1 million. Good thing, Mike's health hiccup has helped the problem child save face. Yeah, in case you forget, these two were supposed to meet up in the ring on July 20th, but due to Mike's ulcers, the fight got postponed to November 15th, and Jake Paul fought bare-knuckle brawler Mike Perry instead, where he picked up a 6th-round KO win. But the guy celebrated too soon because he was strutting off like he was the king of the world. The fight world gave him 0 pats on the back for his recent win. The cherry on top? Mike and Jake just faced off in a heated press conference, and New York City got some good laughs and a whole lot of drama out of it.
Jake Paul! Jake Paul! Jake Paul! Jake Paul!
At the recent press conference, things took a wild turn when Jake Paul made some seriously delusional claims. In front of a packed audience, Jake boldly declared himself to be on the same level as Muhammad Ali, even going as far as to call himself the Muhammad Ali of his generation. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson stood there completely unfazed. He didn't even flinch as Jake spiraled. Mike was the picture of calm, composed like the true champion he is. It was like he'd seen it all before and knew exactly how to handle the chaos. As Jake unraveled, Mike's quiet confidence only made Jake's meltdown look even worse, showing just how far Jake still has to go to reach the level of the legends he's comparing himself to.
You got a YouTuber fighting the greatest fighter that...
The internet was on fire after that press conference. Twitter was absolutely roasting Jake Paul. Jake Paul Got Scared was trending worldwide, and people were coming up with the funniest memes and tweets. There were tweets like, Jake Paul just experienced what it feels like to be on the menu, and Tyson could have ended Jake's career in one punch. It was a total social media meltdown, and Jake definitely became the laughingstock of the internet. So, there you go, Fight World, that's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts on Paul losing it after Joe Rogan forced him to cancel Mike Tyson fight? Fill in the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next video.